Growing up is not a single moment. It does not arrive on your birthday. It does not come with a certificate. No one sits you down and explains it clearly. Growing up happens quietly, slowly, almost invisibly. One day, you realize something has changed. You are no longer waiting for permission. You are no longer waiting for someone to guide you. You are no longer waiting for life to begin. Life is already happening, and you are responsible for it. This is one of the first uncomfortable truths about growing up. No one is coming to save you. When you are young, someone always steps in. A parent, a teacher, a manager, a system. There is always a safety net. As you grow older, that safety net becomes thinner. Then it disappears. Bills still arrive. Deadlines still exist. Responsibilities keep stacking up. But the help does not arrive automatically anymore. Growing up means understanding this clearly. You are the plan. You are the backup plan. You are the last line of defense. This truth is uncomfortable because it removes excuses. You can no longer say, "I didn't know. I wasn't ready. No one told me." Because deep down, you know, growing up means learning to move forward without certainty. You will not feel ready. You will not feel confident. You will not feel prepared. And yet, you must act. This is the difference between adulthood and childhood. Children wait. Adults decide. Even when they are scared. Even when they are unsure. Even when they feel lost. Growing up teaches you that clarity comes after action, not before. Another uncomfortable truth. Motivation is unreliable. When you are younger, motivation feels magical. You wait for it. You depend on it. You believe it will show up and carry you forward. But growing up teaches you something harsh. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. There will be days when you feel nothing, no inspiration, no excitement, no drive. And those are the days that matter the most. Because life does not pause when you feel unmotivated. Deadlines still exist. Opportunities still pass. Time keeps moving forward. Growing up means learning to act without motivation. You show up anyway. You work anyway. You practice anyway. Not because you feel like it, but because your future depends on it. This is especially true when learning skills. Skills do not care about your mood. Skills reward consistency. Skills punish excuses. English is one of those skills. Many people treat English like a hobby, something optional, something to do when they feel inspired. But growing up changes how you see it. English becomes a tool, a leverage, a survival skill. The uncomfortable truth is this: the world is not equal. Opportunities are not distributed fairly. Information is not shared evenly. Voices are not heard the same way. English sits at the center of this imbalance. Those who speak it fluently move faster. They learn faster. They earn more. They connect globally. This is not an opinion, it is reality. Growing up means facing reality, not avoiding it. You may not like this truth. You may wish the world worked differently. But wishing does not change outcomes. Skills do. Another uncomfortable truth. Talent matters less than you think. When you are young, talent feels important. Who is smart? Who is gifted? Who learns fast? But time exposes something else. Consistency beats talent. Systems beat motivation. Habits beat intensity. Growing up teaches you that boring progress wins. Small steps. Daily repetition. Long-term commitment. This is why many talented people stay stuck, and many average people move ahead. Growing up means choosing consistency over excitement. It means practicing when no one is watching. learning when no one is clapping, improving when progress feels invisible. This applies directly to your English journey. Fluency is not a breakthrough moment. It is an accumulation of listening, an accumulation of speaking, an accumulation of mistakes. Growing up means making peace with mistakes. When you are young, mistakes feel embarrassing. They feel personal. They feel like failure, but adulthood reframes mistakes. Mistakes become data, feedback, information. Every mistake shows you what to fix. Every misunderstanding shows you what to learn. Avoiding mistakes slows you down. Making them accelerates growth. Growing up means speaking even when your grammar is not perfect. Listening even when you do not understand everything. Continuing even when progress feels slow. Another uncomfortable truth. No one cares as much as you think. People are busy. People are distracted. People are focused on their own problems. They are not analyzing your accent. They are not counting your grammar mistakes. They are not judging you as harshly as you judge yourself. Growing up frees you from this illusion. You stop performing. You stop seeking approval. You start focusing on results. This mental shift is powerful. You stop trying to sound perfect. You start trying to communicate clearly. You stop hiding. You start improving. Another truth. Comfort is dangerous. Comfort feels safe. Comfort feels familiar. Comfort feels easy. But comfort freezes growth. Growing up means learning to sit with discomfort. Uncomfortable conversations. Uncomfortable practice. Uncomfortable silence when you cannot find the right words. This discomfort is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of expansion. Every time you feel uncomfortable, your brain is adapting. Your skills are stretching. Your limits are moving. Avoiding discomfort keeps you exactly where you are. Growing up means choosing growth over comfort. Another uncomfortable truth. Time is not on your side. This sounds harsh, but it is honest. Time moves forward whether you prepare or not, whether you learn or not, whether you act or not. Waiting does not pause the clock. Growing up means respecting time. It means understanding opportunity cost. Every year you delay learning a skill, you pay for it later. In confidence, in income, in options. English is one of those skills where time compounds. The earlier you commit, the greater the return. But even if you start late, starting still matters. Growing up means starting anyway. Another truth. You cannot learn deeply without focus. Multitasking feels productive, but it fractures attention. Growing up teaches you the value of depth. Deep listening, deep practice, deep understanding. 10 minutes of focused listening is worth more than an hour of distracted exposure. Consistency plus focus creates transformation. This is why slow learning works. Slow pace, clear intention, daily repetition. Growing up means choosing effectiveness over speed. Another uncomfortable truth. Your environment shapes you more than your willpower. If your environment encourages distraction, you will struggle. If your environment supports growth, you will improve naturally. Growing up means designing your environment intentionally. What you listen to, what you watch, who you follow, what you repeat daily. These things compound quietly. English podcasts, English stories, English conversations. They reshape your thinking over time. Growing up means curating your inputs carefully. Another truth. Confidence is built, not discovered. You do not find confidence. You earn it. Through repetition, through preparation, through exposure. Confidence is the byproduct of action. Waiting to feel confident delays everything. Growing up means acting first. Confidence follows. Another uncomfortable truth. You will outgrow some people, and some people will outgrow you. Growth creates distance. Change creates friction. This is natural. Growing up means accepting it without resentment. Not everyone will understand your choices. Not everyone will support your goals. You continue anyway. Your future self is watching. Another truth. Your inner voice matters more than external noise. What you say to yourself becomes your direction. I'm bad at languages. I'm too old. I'll never sound natural. These thoughts shape outcomes. Growing up means rewriting that internal script. I'm learning. I'm improving. I'm becoming more capable. Language follows identity. If you see yourself as a learner, you behave like one. Another uncomfortable truth. There is no finish line, no moment where you are done, no final version of yourself. Growing up is continuous. Learning is lifelong. Improvement is ongoing. This truth removes pressure. You do not need to rush. You do not need to compare. You just need to continue. Growing up means committing to progress, not perfection. This is the foundation. In the next part, we will go deeper. We will talk about how to build systems that support your future, how to practice English without burnout, how to align learning with real-world goals. But for now, sit with these truths. Let them feel uncomfortable. Let them reshape your thinking. Because growing up begins with honesty, and honesty creates freedom. Growing up changes the questions you ask. You stop asking, "What do I like? What feels fun? What am I in the mood for today?" And you start asking, "What will matter 5 years from now? What skills will still be useful? What kind of person am I becoming?" This shift is quiet, but it is powerful. Growing up means thinking in systems, not moments. Moments are emotional. Systems are reliable. Motivation is a moment. Discipline is a system. Inspiration is a moment. Habits are a system. Growing up teaches you to build systems that work even when you don't feel like working. This is where most people struggle. They want results without structure, progress without planning, growth without discomfort. But the future does not reward hope. It rewards preparation. One uncomfortable truth is this: your future self is being built by what you repeat today. Not what you plan, not what you intend, but what you actually do. Every day sends a message forward in time. I cared. I didn't care. I showed up. I avoided it. Growing up means realizing your future self is listening. This is why learning English changes when you grow up. It stops being about exams. It stops being about grades. It stops being about looking smart. It becomes about access. Access to information. Access to global conversations. Access to better opportunities. English becomes infrastructure, just like electricity, just like the internet, just like basic literacy. You do not feel excited about infrastructure, but everything depends on it. Growing up means prioritizing what is necessary over what is exciting. Another uncomfortable truth. Learning is not about intelligence. It is about energy management. Most adults are not lazy. They are tired. Tired from work, tired from stress, tired from responsibility. Growing up teaches you that learning must fit into life, not compete with it. This is why slow, consistent learning works. 10 minutes a day, every day, no drama. Growing up means respecting your limits while still moving forward. Burnout is not proof of effort. It is proof of poor system design. A good system feels boring, predictable, repeatable. This is why professionals succeed. They don't rely on heroic effort. They rely on routines. Another uncomfortable truth. You cannot consume your way to mastery. Watching videos feels productive. Listening passively feels safe. But growth requires engagement. You must speak. You must respond. You must struggle to express yourself. Growing up means choosing active learning over passive comfort. This is uncomfortable because it exposes your gaps. But those gaps are exactly where growth lives. Another truth. Progress is often invisible at first. You will listen and feel confused. You will speak and feel awkward. You will practice and feel stuck. This phase discourages most people. Growing up means continuing anyway. You trust the process, not the feeling, because skills grow underground before they appear above the surface. This is true for language. This is true for careers. This is true for life. Another uncomfortable truth. Comparison destroys momentum. When you are younger, comparison feels motivating. Who is ahead? Who is better? Who is faster? But growing up teaches you that comparison distorts reality. You do not see others' struggles. You do not see their background. You do not see their support system. You only see the highlight. Growing up means measuring progress against your past self, not others. Are you clearer than last month? Are you more confident than last year? Are you more consistent than before? That is the only comparison that matters. Another truth. Clarity beats confidence. You do not need to feel confident. You need to know what to do next. Clear steps reduce anxiety. Clear structure reduces resistance. Growing up means breaking big goals into small actions. Not, I want to be fluent, but I will listen for 10 minutes. I will repeat one paragraph. I will practice one conversation. Small actions remove emotional resistance. Another uncomfortable truth. You will never feel completely ready. Waiting for readiness is a form of procrastination. Growing up means acting with partial readiness. You learn by doing. You adjust by failing. You improve by repeating. This applies to speaking English. You speak before you feel ready. You make mistakes. You survive. You improve. Confidence comes later. Another truth. Your identity shapes your behavior. If you see yourself as someone bad at languages, you avoid practice. If you see yourself as a learner, you show up. Growing up means choosing an identity that supports your future. You are not bad at English. You are learning English. This shift changes everything. Another uncomfortable truth. Your environment will either support you or drain you. If English only exists in textbooks, it will feel heavy. If English exists in your daily life, it becomes natural. Podcasts, stories, short reflections, slow listening. Growing up means integrating learning into life, not separating it. Another truth. Focus is a skill, and it is rare. Distraction feels normal, but it fragments progress. Growing up means protecting your attention. One task, one voice, one intention. Deep focus shortens the learning curve. Another uncomfortable truth. Not all effort is equal. 1 hour of distracted practice is weaker than 10 minutes of focused repetition. Growing up means optimizing effort, not increasing it blindly. Efficiency matters. Another truth. Language shapes thinking. As your English improves, your access to ideas expands. You read different perspectives. You hear different opinions. You think differently. Growing up means understanding that learning a language reshapes your worldview. It is not just communication, it is cognition. Another uncomfortable truth. There is no external validation waiting for you. No one will applaud your consistency. No one will reward your discipline immediately. Growing up means working without applause. Your reward is capability. Your reward is freedom. Your reward is options. Another truth. Freedom comes from competence. The more capable you are, the more choices you have. Language increases mobility, career flexibility, global connection. Growing up means investing in competence early. Another uncomfortable truth. Fear never disappears. It only changes form. Fear of sounding stupid. Fear of being judged. Fear of wasting time. Growing up means acting alongside fear, not eliminating it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is movement despite fear. Another truth. Learning reveals character. How you respond to difficulty. How you respond to boredom. How you respond to slow progress. Growing up means developing patience with yourself. Harsh self-criticism does not accelerate learning. Consistency does. Another uncomfortable truth. You cannot rush depth. Depth requires time, repetition, reflection. Growing up means slowing down to build something solid. This is why slow-paced learning works. It respects the brain. It respects attention. It respects reality. Another truth. Your future is shaped quietly. No dramatic turning points. No sudden transformations. Just daily choices. Growing up means honoring small decisions. Listening today. Practicing today. Continuing today. Another uncomfortable truth. You will sometimes feel alone in your growth. Not everyone grows at the same pace. Not everyone chooses the same priorities. Growing up means staying committed even when the path feels solitary. Another truth. Learning never ends, but resistance fades. What feels hard now becomes normal later. Your brain adapts. Your confidence grows. Your identity shifts. Growing up means trusting adaptation. Another uncomfortable truth. You are always becoming someone, even when you do nothing. Inaction shapes identity too. Growing up means choosing who you are becoming intentionally. Another truth. The future rewards those who prepared quietly, not those who waited, not those who complained, those who showed up. Growing up means becoming reliable to yourself. You keep promises to yourself. You honor commitments. You continue when no one is watching. This is maturity. This is readiness. This is future alignment. In the next part, we will focus on practical systems, how to build a daily English routine that lasts, how to practice speaking without anxiety, how to align English learning with career and life goals. But for now, let this settle. Growing up is not about age. It is about responsibility. Responsibility for your skills, responsibility for your attention, responsibility for your future. And that responsibility, once accepted, becomes freedom. At some point, growing up stops being philosophical. It becomes practical. You no longer ask, "What should I believe?" You ask, "What should I do every day so my future improves?" This is where systems matter most, because a system turns intention into reality. Without a system, motivation fades. Without a system, learning becomes random. Without a system, progress feels unstable. Growing up means replacing vague effort with clear structure. Let's talk about what a real English system looks like. Not a perfect one, not an intense one, but a sustainable one. First, uncomfortable truth. If your English learning depends on free time, it will fail. Free time disappears. Energy fluctuates. Life interferes. Growing up means scheduling priorities, not hoping for them. English must have a fixed place in your day. Not a long place. A reliable place. 10 minutes. Same time. Every day. This sounds small, but small things done daily outperform big things done occasionally. Growing up means respecting consistency over intensity. Second truth. Listening is the foundation. Most people want to speak better, but speaking grows from listening. If your ears are not trained, your mouth struggles. Growing up means starting with input, slow input, clear input, repeated input. You don't listen to understand everything. You listen to recognize patterns, rhythm, intonation, common phrases. Growing up means letting comprehension grow gradually. Third, uncomfortable truth. You must listen to the same content many times. Repetition feels boring, but repetition builds familiarity. Familiarity builds confidence. Growing up means embracing boredom as part of mastery. One episode, multiple listens. First time you feel lost. Second time you recognize words. Third time you anticipate meaning. This is how the brain learns. Fourth truth. Speaking should be low pressure. Most people avoid speaking because they imagine judgment. Growing up means designing safe practice. You don't start with debates. You don't start with presentations. You start with repetition, shadowing, reading aloud. You borrow structure before creating your own. Growing up means training muscles before performing. Fifth, uncomfortable truth. You don't need complex grammar to communicate. You need clarity, simple sentences, clear ideas, correct rhythm. Growing up means prioritizing usefulness over sophistication. Complex grammar without clarity confuses listeners. Simple language with confidence builds trust. Sixth truth. You must hear your own voice. Avoiding your own voice delays progress. Recording yourself feels uncomfortable, but discomfort signals growth. Growing up means confronting reality gently. You listen, you adjust, you improve. Seventh, uncomfortable truth. Improvement feels uneven. Some days you feel fluent, some days you feel lost. This is normal. Growing up means not overreacting to daily emotions. You measure progress monthly, not hourly. Eighth truth. Speaking improves faster with structure. Random talking creates stress. Guided speaking builds confidence. You need prompts, questions, themes. Growing up means reducing friction. You speak about familiar topics. You reuse vocabulary. You build fluency through familiarity. Ninth, uncomfortable truth. Your accent is not the problem. Lack of clarity is. Growing up means shifting focus. Clear pronunciation, natural rhythm, confident pacing. Accent diversity is normal. Clarity is essential. 10th truth. Vocabulary grows through context, not memorization. Lists fade. Context sticks. Growing up means learning words inside stories. You remember what you feel. You remember what connects. 11th, uncomfortable truth. Translation slows fluency. Thinking directly in English feels difficult, but it is necessary. Growing up means tolerating uncertainty. You don't translate every word. You let meaning form slowly. This feels uncomfortable, but it accelerates thinking speed. 12th truth. Silence is part of learning. You don't need to fill every gap. You don't need to panic. Growing up means staying calm inside silence. Silence gives your brain space to process. 13th, uncomfortable truth. Confidence comes from repetition, not reassurance. No one can convince you that you are ready. Readiness comes from doing it again. Growing up means trusting action over encouragement. 14th truth. You must protect your learning environment. Notifications interrupt focus. Distractions fragment progress. Growing up means defending attention, one voice, one task, one moment. 15th uncomfortable truth. You cannot rush pronunciation. Muscles need time, ears need exposure. Growing up means accepting biological reality. Slow improvement is real improvement. 16th truth. Listening while doing other tasks helps familiarity, not mastery. Passive listening warms up the brain. Focused listening builds skill. Growing up means using both intentionally. 17th uncomfortable truth. Your system must survive bad days, on tired days, on busy days, on low energy days. A good system shrinks, not breaks. 5 minutes still counts. Growing up means valuing continuity over perfection. 18th truth. You should practice speaking even when you don't feel fluent. Waiting delays adaptation. Growing up means learning in motion. 19th uncomfortable truth. Your English reflects your thinking clarity. If your thoughts are messy, your language feels messy. Growing up means organizing thoughts simply. One idea, one sentence, clear structure. 20th truth. Real fluency is calm, not fast, not impressive. Calm. Growing up means aiming for calm communication. Calm builds trust. Calm signals competence. 21st uncomfortable truth. You will plateau. Everyone does. Plateaus are not failure. They are consolidation. Growing up means staying patient. Plateaus break quietly. 22nd truth. Feedback matters, but only specific feedback. General criticism discourages. Clear correction improves. Growing up means seeking useful feedback, not approval. 23rd uncomfortable truth. Your goals should match your life. You don't need native-level English. You need functional English. English that supports your work, your learning, your communication. Growing up means aligning goals with reality. 24th truth. Learning English is a long-term investment. The payoff is delayed, but powerful. Growing up means trusting delayed rewards. 25th uncomfortable truth. You are building identity, not just skill. Every practice session says, I am someone who learns. This identity compounds. Growing up means choosing that identity daily. 26th truth. Your future opportunities will not announce themselves. They appear quietly and disappear quickly. English increases your ability to notice them. Growing up means staying prepared. 27th uncomfortable truth. You don't need permission to improve your life. No approval. No validation. Growing up means self-authorization. 28th truth. You will thank yourself later, not dramatically, quietly, in confidence, in options, in calm. 29th uncomfortable truth. Most people stop too early. They quit when progress becomes subtle. Growing up means continuing past excitement. 30th truth. This system works if you let it. Slow, consistent, human, not perfect, but real. Growing up means trusting small actions. Because small actions, repeated, build a future that feels lighter. Not because life becomes easy, but because you become capable. And capability is the real goal. This is what growing up teaches you. Not how to avoid difficulty, but how to meet it calmly. And that calm becomes your advantage.